It's a visit that's more than just symbolic for Germany and France.
It's about how we can make Europe strong, about European sovereignty in all its dimensions. It's about economic issues, security issues, foreign policy issues. What is important is that we act in the same direction and work together.
Following in the footsteps of his predecessors, Germany's newly elected Chancellor Olaf Scholz has made Paris the destination of his first trip abroad. The 63-year-old Social Democrat is no stranger to the French. As former finance minister, he worked closely with his French counterpart to launch the EU's $850 billion pandemic recovery fund. And Macron seems optimistic about Scholz's new government, whose commitment to the EU's strategic sovereignty reflects his desire for a globally powerful Europe. They discussed common strategies for the pandemic and the climate crisis, but also the de-escalation of tensions between Russia and Ukraine.
I think our first goal is to avoid any unnecessary tension and what I would call speculative information. I think the desire of all of us, both the Americans and Europeans, is to show that we are very attentive to the situation, but that there is no escalation.
The allies do have their differences. They're at odds over climate investments and whether nuclear energy, which France is expanding while Germany is phasing out, can be considered by the EU as sustainable. Other key issues are arms exports, relations with China and Germany's gas imports from Russia, but also Macron's campaign for Eurozone reform.
One of Emmanuel Macron's failures was that he started a campaign to reform the Eurozone. And this Eurozone reform did not really happen. We did not have a Eurozone parliament or a Eurozone finance minister. He was not able to convince the Germans, and it's also not in the current project of the coalition.
Despite these differences, Europe's most powerful leaders have agreed on close cooperation to tackle any immediate crises within the bloc but also beyond. And with French elections just 3 months away, continued stability between the two countries could help Macron in the polls. Experts believe that until then, Scholz could take a wait-and-see approach on Franco-German projects. Instead, he may focus on finding his feet in Brussels, where the head of Europe's biggest economy will take a chair at the top table at his first EU Leaders Summit next week. Sibel Karkus, TRT World, Berlin.